gentlemen, welcome to CNB Live Unfiltered. I got called out yesterday contributing to a Twitch Lego raid train about the use of sound effects and air horns.
By who?
It was Jake Studs was calling me out, not calling me out personally, but calling out like the craziness of using sound effects and crazy air horn, because his stream is so quiet and subdued and everything. And he was just sitting there going off about like, the use of all this stuff. And I finally just chimed in. I went, "You literally just described my entire content. Thank you very much."
Yeah.
So. But that's what it is. I am one of your gorgeous hosts, Zach and Rutledge, along with Mr. Bricks O'Brien. Look at that, more air horns.
We're at day old Duncan today, everybody.
We're about
day old Duncan.
We're gonna make that day old Duncan feel like fresh 15-minute old Duncan. Yes. Wonder how many air horns I can get into this episode. Why? Come on. You love it. Embrace the air horn.
I have enough to love. I have enough.
You are enough to love. We love you, Brian.
Am I?
You are. It's the hat.
It's really not.
It really is. Have you tried wearing that hat to a wedding yet?
Yeah.
No, you haven't. I want
Yes,
pictures.
I have.
I want proof.
100%.
Give me proof. Prove it. Prove it. I want to see the hat.
Do I have proof?
I want to see the hat at a wedding.
I think I can get you proof.
Not
I think
like you walking into a wedding or like at a wedding with the hat on.
Yeah. Yeah, I wore it to my friend Sarah's wedding. And the thing that got the attention of the ladies more was not the hat. It was the hips and the dance move. That's what did it. Because I can move. I can move.
You know what that calls for, Brian?
Nothing. Oh, I was gonna say nothing out of it, apparently.
another air horn. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome into Z and B Live Unfiltered, live every Wednesday here on YouTube. Now at our new time of 11 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you change those notifications. Change those calendar notes. It's 11 a.m. now, not 10 a.m. Eastern time, because your boy, Mr. Bricks O'Brien here, needs a little extra sleep, apparently.
No, it's because Zach needs a little more time to brew his fresh coffee and be camera ready as he does his makeup and does the concealer that you can't even see through the sunglasses.
Excuse me? How am I getting blamed for this? My God. Anyway, but yeah, welcome in, everybody. And don't forget, you guys can help the show out on a weekly, on a daily, on a monthly, on a yearly, on a minutely basis by liking this live stream, by liking the posted stream videos after the fact, by sharing the links to it, by subscribing here on YouTube, by subscribing on all the podcast channels like Spotify and Apple Podcast. Leave a like, leave a comment. Heck, on the podcast things, leave a review. It all helps that beautiful algorithm that we so desperately are always trying to tap into here as social media content creators in the Lego world. Mr. Bricks O'Brien, how are you doing? Don't yawn. I saw you swallowed it. I saw him literally swallow a yawn, folks.
I did. It doesn't matter how much I rest. I'll still be tired from all the infinite amounts of work I do. No, I'm good. We are neck deep in preparations for a 10-day long charity event that is happening starting literally tomorrow that we'll talk about in a hot second here. But then immediately after that, I'm going to Disney World for a week. And then shortly thereafter will be TwitchCon and all the things that continue to happen throughout the year. So no stopping for me ever. So
let's talk about Disney World real quick. So what are you looking forward to the most at Disney World? What is it? Is there something, is a specific, are you hitting all the lands?
All the lands,
parks?
and we are doing the not so scary Halloween.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing. Are you dressing up?
I don't know if I'll have the ability to do that with all the luggage I'll probably be carrying, and then whatever. I'm probably not. Um, I am looking forward to going because I haven't been to Disney World since kindergarten, 2002. So it has been a long time. I have watched all of the news videos that have come out, all the park updates, all the whatever, right? So I know all the happenings, what's going on, and then D23 is this weekend. So cool stuff. And I'm really just excited to go, and I'm going to be doing videos on it and covering it for the sake of a couple of reasons. Obviously, showing the things I'm excited about with everybody here. But what I really want to do is I want to use this as the testing ground for in real life video content pertaining to theme parks. And I can say too, the universal powers that be, how amazing would it be for a diehard Nintendo fan to go out and experience epic creations as they open in Orlando?
But
so,
you know you need an actual like videographer for that, right? Like you need a guy that actually
for Epic Universe,
understands.
yeah, I'll say, listen, you fly me and my guy out. There we go.
So
that's it.
So pro as you like to say, pro gamer tip here.
Yep.
Halloween party. Number one, make sure you pack an extra bit of luggage of some kind so you can, have things to take home with you. Because if you so choose, which I highly recommend you do, you can walk away from that Halloween party with so much freaking candy that'll make your head spin. No. Don't shake your head at it. Here's why. It's not for you to eat, because I know Mr. Bricks O'Brien wants to be a very svelte Bricks O'Brien going forward. I'm saying you use that candy to give away, and you don't have to buy candy to give away at Halloween to the kids coming to knock on Mr. Bricks O'Brien's door. We're just repurposing
I'm in an apartment building with old people.
Well, old people need love too, baby. Let them dress up as ghouls and goblins and come knock on your door and go trick-or-treating. What? I hope to be trick-or-treating when I'm 80 years old. Nobody else?
The trunk or treating phenomenon and the parents being afraid of real world has subsided a lot of those trick-or-treaters, unfortunately. So even in areas that are high traffic areas, you are not getting nearly the trick-or-treaters that you were before. I don't know about where you're at, but not around here.
Too. They love their hard candies. I like my Werther's Originals that I can suck on for a good 20 hours, and then I put it back in the wrapper and put it back on my desk for later.
We have a 10-day long charity campaign kicking off tomorrow that is known as Stand Up to Cancer, raising money for an unbelievable cause all throughout the Twitch/live streaming multiverse. And that has been the main focus for the past couple of weeks and months, alongside 71 other creators involved with this year's campaign.
Brian, are you our anchor being in the multiverse?
I feel like I don't want that responsibility, but the people that want that responsibility, the people that don't want that responsibility are the people that are most acclimated to having that responsibility. So I guess maybe.
It's fine. Even if you were to pass away, you're just going to come back as Dooms O'Brien or something, right?
Yes, I will haunt all of you with my buckets of cash
and buckets of candy that he's going to get at Disney World. Listen, this Stand Up to Cancer event kicking off tomorrow, the 8th, going all the way through the 18th, is one of my favorite charity events that I have had the privilege, have had the honor to be invited to participate in. I've participated in a few charity events throughout my live streaming career here since 2020, and they're all great. I don't do nearly enough, in my opinion, and I don't do nearly the same amount as like some other amazing content creators out there, like a 9.5 as an example, just throwing a single name out there. But I tell you what, every time I do one of these charity events, it just it hits me in the feels. And to see communities rally around these charity events for great causes and do so much for them absolutely is just an amazing testament to everybody involved. And this one specifically, because seeing Mr. Bricks O'Brien and others like more and more. I'm listing some other streamer names here, and Mr. Jake Studs in the background doing so much work for this particular event this year has been incredible to see, and I want to just applaud these guys and all the creators that are going to be contributing to this, and thank them for their participation in this whole event. Brian, where did this whole idea come from? Like, where did this originate from?
It started with me meeting the gaming influencers and activations partner at Stand Up to Cancer, Andy Stieg. He is a guy who rallies basically people on Twitch to try to come together for the August event, which is known as Up to Us, hashtag Up to Us. They do all their fundraising in August or September, because obviously holidays get very busy, and they found themselves in this time of the year while people are still out and about and doing whatever. And it started with me just doing a live stream myself because, like, why not raise money for Stand Up to Cancer, a very reputable and established charity, right? So why not do that? And then I thought, well, why am I doing this by myself? I'm sure I could have some other people help out and want to get involved in some meaningful way as well. So I had my first campaign in 2020. It might have been 2020, 2021, and no, it was 2021. And then 22 and 23, we had this team kind of established. And now for this year, it is known as Team Stand Up Builders. So this is specifically for this charity event that is now happening annually, where people come together from the Twitch realm, YouTube, Instagram, wherever. And regardless of if you're a Lego builder or not, just people that want to come together and raise money for Stand Up to Cancer for any time between a 10-day period. So we've raised $77,000 as a team. So right now, the goal for 2024 as a team is to raise $22,205, which would bring it to 100,000 lifetime dollars raised for the team. Now, do I think we're going to do way more than that? My intuition says yes, considering we have more than double the amount of people from last year and really awesome people at that. So we shall see. I am not even cautiously optimistic. I am just straight up optimistic about this year. So I'm very excited.
I think an important thing to remind people of, and I've tried to do this on Twitch and in socials and even in private conversations, is if you're participating as a content creator in a charity event, this, including this one, or participating as a viewer, it's important to remember that if you're not financially able to contribute, it's okay. It's okay.
Yep.
And you shouldn't be comparing yourself, if you're a content creator, to what other content creators are doing. Maybe they, all of a sudden Mr. Beast walked into their channel randomly and dropped, a bunch of cash at the charity. You know what? That's amazing. That's helping a great cause. And let's say Mr. Beast didn't happen to visit your channel that day. You know what? You're still opening up eyes to the particular cause and get people excited about the cause and get people excited about participating in the cause, maybe in future times when they are financially able to contribute. It's important just to have eyes on the charity. And I talked a little earlier about the algorithm thing. It's still applicable here. Okay. Like having more viewers, open up those tabs. We've got a lot of content creators out there that are going to be participating. Open up those tabs that you can during those live streams. Make sure you're checking all of your favorite content creator schedules. Open up those tabs, get people up, mute the tab if you need to. But having more eyes in the stream opens it up to other people that maybe didn't know those channels existed, right? So all of a sudden you start boosting the search algorithm up a little bit by having more and more people viewing. And then what that does is provides an opportunity for somebody to come in that maybe is financially able to contribute. It's really important for people to understand that, because it gets kind of lost. You think there's this, you set goals, you know, you set a goal of $25 and you make, you know, 15, and you don't. I've literally had people say, I felt like I failed. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'm being very sincere here with everybody watching and listening. That's amazing. $1 earned is amazing. What you did was amazing. And I want to make sure everybody realizes that, because it can get in all the hype and hubbubaloo about, you know, redeems and incentives and milestones. I understand it can get kind of lost in translation a little bit, but it's important that what you're doing matters on any scale when you decide to participate either as a content creator or as a viewer in a charity event like this. And I thank you for it right now, for your contribution. I cannot wait to see you all there.
I also want to make it very clear that, like, all of this started not because of some otherworldly purpose, I guess. It was really because I wanted to make a thing happen. And I asked a couple people, and that turned into a couple more people and a couple more people. And building the thing over these past couple of years has been very cool. And it really just does come down to saying, hey, I want to do this thing and I want to give my maximum effort. And that's all that I can really ask you to do. You know, this is obviously a very cool and important cause. So if you are participating, if you want to participate as a creator or as a viewer, bring your most unfiltered optimism to the table and let that transcend into the other teammates, into everywhere that you go. And then you'll be surprised how amazing things happen because of it. And that's how I found myself today, is by abiding by that and putting all that good out into the world. And now is a time to make that happen. So I hope that everybody watching gets to do that. And we're going to absolutely kill it this year.
We talked a little bit about this in the pre-show with some of the content creators participating, and some of the fun incentives or fun milestones that people are setting. What, you being obviously an organizer behind all this, I'm sure you've seen a lot of what people are doing. What's one of the craziest things that's like standing out to you that you have seen so far?
Definitely one that we talked about in our pre-show was Mr. Lightning JR doing a 12-hour live stream if he gets a total of $200 donated to him, which everybody has their own different bar of, like, you know, what it takes to raise X, Y, and Z, right? But you get like, you know, a couple people in there, that can happen, right? That's practical. I've seen people do the Bean Boozle, they've done the sour thing, they've done all sorts of stuff. And I'm just happy that people feel comfortable enough going a little bit out of their comfort zone to do stuff like that, including like gift card giveaways, which they don't have to do. That is just money coming out of their pocket as a means to like kick back into what's happening throughout the week. So
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff like that. Apparently, VG Silverhand would do a 24-hour live stream of Liberty Run in Cyberpunk at $1,000. So, you know, there could be some good damage done across.
What do you got? What do you got cooking? What are some of your things?
I'm being very lame this year, admittly.
What do you mean this year?
Wow. Okay. Where's the high points for that one? Where's okay. So specifically this year, I am not gonna be obligating myself to all the things that I normally do, because I don't, you know, adding a lot to my plate here. For every $250 donated, there will be a Lego game gifted out through PC Steam that you can get. So that is applicable for everybody, not just people who donate. But for my incentives, my rewards specifically, you'll be able to claim a free entry once you make a contribution. So there's a massive Cuddles the Penguin plush similar to what I have right back here that is up for grabs. There's some exclusive Lego employee apparel, like a jacket and a polo that is available as well. And then the big thing is the the Bricker Builds World Turtle, the green Turtwig Pokemon model, which has a value of like $600.
Pocket
That'll be
Monster.
giving one of those away.
Pocket
Pocket Monster, Pocket Monster,
right.
yes.
Trademark.
Then I also have my Hot Pockets jersey that I won back from being an ambassador. So there's a lot of cool like exclusive stuff that you can enter in for at $5 or $10 and make it happen there.
I love it. I love it. Now I want to point out this this image that we have on our screen right here. This is the stand up to cancer logo heart logo, and it's in brick form, designed by Jang, who both here on YouTube and over on Twitch, and he was kind enough to give out the instructions to the content creators here, and Mevitz Bricks supplied the bricks for us and whatnot. And I'm personally putting up 3 of these to give away. So I'll be funding 3 of these to give out if we hit certain milestones and things like that. So if you want your own stand up to cancer heart on a adorable little stand, that's something that you'll have 3 opportunities to win those depending on different levels that we hit. And as like the one incentive that I have throughout the entire thing is every donor that comes in, regardless of price, you're going to get your name on one of these bricks that builds this heart, and then a background if we go beyond the bricks associated with the heart. So I have extra, 2x4 bricks and things like that I can build a little wall behind the whole thing, and that'll sit proudly on a shelf in my office. But that's just one of the things. The big stretch goal that I have, if I get beyond our final goal, which will end up being, if we hit it, will end up being a Bob Ross painting cosplay stream. So I'll dress up completely like Bob Ross, and we will try to replicate one of his amazing paintings that he does. If we hit that and get beyond that and hit our stretch goal, I'm going to be giving away one of those allegedly exclusive ZMB Live Unfiltered jean jackets that is currently available in the merch. I'll be giving one of those away to some lucky viewers. So, and I know there's so many people doing amazing stuff. We've got people like Amor and Jake doing the hot sauce challenge, the Hot Ones challenge thing that they're doing, and it's just going to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. And I hope that the more eyes we can get on all of this, the more, tabs you can have open, again, the better, the absolute better. Now that's stand up to cancer. We'll talk a little bit about that as we get towards the end here, but let's get into some of the Lego news and notes from around the globe. And we had ourselves a little bit of a snafu, Mr. Bricks O'Brien.
I didn't hear about this at all,
I'm
curious. Nope.
So after the Lego Jaws, the Lego Ideas Jaws set, which was set to be released on Saturday, August 3rd, kind of ran into a botched launch. It is now, after a lengthy delay, finally available on the website. I believe it is back ordered at this point because it was supposed to become live for purchasing to insiders on the 3rd and then go live for the public on the 6th. Typically, Lego launches go up just after midnight Eastern time, but for some unknown reason, fans and customers were sitting there eagerly awaiting at midnight for this thing to go live on the website, and 15 minutes passed, an hour passed, 2 hours passed, and it was still unavailable on the website with no information being presented. It just kept saying that it was only available on the 6th. And insiders started to wonder and worry, did Lego push this set for some reason? Was there a reason behind it, to the point where it's after midnight. Stores are closed. You can't get any information. Lego's not responding to media requests and Twitter posts and things like that. So people who were eagerly awaiting to buy this set on launch day for insiders, or going the next morning to their local Lego store, were wondering, are they going to show up at the store, wait in line, to only be met with, sorry, that's not coming out till the 6th. It finally, as of 9 a.m. Eastern time on the 3rd, was finally updated on the website. Was this a intern forgetting to hit the button, Mr. Bricks O'Brien? Like, what? We've seen more and more issues like this when it comes to Lego related or Lego website related sketchiness, and I'm just curious as to how could this happen? How could this be a thing?
I don't know.
Well said. Well said. Good answer. Good answer.
I don't know. Like, why this set? Why this moment? I don't know. I couldn't even begin to tell you.
It also
what made this different from any other release day? Nothing. Was this set hard to come by? I mean, what Lego set isn't hard to come by, like a Baradur or a whatever? So what made this different? I don't know.
We also had, it wasn't to this level, but the August 1st releases were also a delayed. I think it only took about anywhere between 15 to 25 minutes after midnight for it to finally go live on the website. But obviously our big, typically what we're used to seeing is a Lego website that crashes. You get put into a queue and it won't load, and then you have problems trying to check out. That happened with all the May releases, right? This time nothing was live. Just nothing had the checkbox to go live, and then it was even turned up to 11 when it came 3 days later on August 3rd, with this particular Jaws set, which again currently on back order, so you have to wait if you have not had a chance to purchase this set. I built this set from start to finish in one sitting, and I'll tell you right now, this Jaws set is spectacular. There is a little finickiness with the front end of the boat, which I've been seeing other people comment on that already have the set and have built the set. So you just have to be a little careful with that. But as far as an overall model goes, and the minifigs included and the detail and everything, absolutely spectacular set. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Buy this set immediately. Just know that if you're not a seasoned Lego vet, you may want to take your time with it a little bit, because there are some tricky things going on the front end of that boat. A lot of just single stud connections and things like that tend to pop off if you put a little bit too much pressure on the outside of the thing. But
I think I'm gonna hold off on watching Jaws so I don't be tempted to buy this. I did end up buying some stuff yesterday to prep for Stand Up to Cancer, and I'm actually in the process of getting rid of some other stuff too. So I got other stuff, but not Jaws. So I'm holding off. I'm not gonna do it.
I'd like to sit down and watch Jaws with you. Maybe when we go to the haunted castle, we'll
yeah.
bring
Is
Jaws
that happening 2026? When's that happen?
Listen, life has gotten in the way, baby. I'm trying. We're
I
gonna
thought
get
we
there.
were shifting the narrative from the haunted castle to the haunted house at Epic Universe when it comes out in July next year.
Well,
I thought that was the shift.
Well, we could still potentially do that. Maybe that's what we do. I don't know.
That would be.
We'd have to talk to the masses. That'd have to be a poll or something that people would have to agree to.
There is not a single person in the world that would prefer us hang out at a haunted hotel in the middle of nowhere, New Hampshire, than go to Epic Universe, Zach. There is not a soul that is going to prefer New Hampshire over Epic Universe. I promise you. If they're saying that, then they're trolling me. Oh, I want to see. Oh, I actually live in the middle of the boonies in New Hampshire, and I would really love to meet Brian and Zach. That's the only circumstance.
I think you're the only one that lives in those boonies. But speaking of massive Lego fans that love things, the Olympics are wrapping up now, and once again, Lego finds itself the star of the show. A USA rugby star who won this year's bronze medal in Paris has revealed how Lego changed her life as an athlete. Sammy Sullivan joined the U.S. rugby team. 7 teams in France in July and took home a bronze medal for her efforts. Now, she has since been seen while she was there in France, building Lego sets and things like that. It's been absolutely incredible, and has become the AFOLs have swarmed around her and welcomed her into the group. And actually, if you scroll back into her Instagram, this is not a newfound love of Lego to try to jump into the popularity of plastic bricks. No. Like, if you go back in her Instagram, she's been posting Lego content for a long time. So once again, though, I find myself questioning why are people so shocked when they see celebrities and sports figures, high profile individuals in love with Lego? Why is this shocking to people?
Because it's a kid's toy. That's what it is.
Good answer.
Dude.
Good answer.
That's what it is. Like, the main target demographic is kids. So to have, all these different places you can draw inspiration from, movies, music, TV shows, whatever, Lego is generally a more expensive and intricate, space-taking up hobby that is designed for children. So this would be a similar reaction if it were action figures, right? Same idea. Like, oh, these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures really inspired me to, swim really nice. Like, it'd be the same kind of conversation. I think that's why. And outside of our bubble, that opinion is even more prominent, because obviously we love Lego. We talk about it every week and do live streams and videos and stuff. But for the normies out there that call it Legos, it's a kid's toy, and it always will be a kid's toy. So this is helping bring more awareness to it in a public sense and making it, very cool. So in that sense, it's cool. But yeah, having someone who's actually like, I got the bronze medal as an Olympian. Lego isn't just for losers. I can go buy it too. And
that's what's been interesting. So, here in my hometown of Indianapolis, we've got our star center for the Indiana Pacers, Miles Turner, who huge Lego fan, right? And just last week, I think it was, the Pacers account, started posting out on Instagram and posting out on Twitter and all their social media, Miles finishing the Eiffel Tower. Like, it was like a big deal that he finished the Eiffel Tower and all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, that's been sitting in my hallway for months. You know what I mean? But the fact that we're getting, these high profile athletes, these high profile, music, like Sheeran, David Beckham, is another one. Obviously, Pharrell. I mean, he's got a freaking movie coming out. He was so in love with Lego and was so influential on his life that he wanted to tell his life story in the form of Lego. Like, that was his deal, right? Like, that's amazing. And I'm hoping that more and more people see it as the norm, because these high profile people are coming out and saying, I love this. I enjoy this hobby. This is this is what I like to spend my money on and my time doing. Because we do have friends and family that say, I don't get it. We all got it.
It's more of a generational thing too, because there's so many young adults that are, now going into their 30s, 40s, whatever, that may not have kids that choose to spend their money on the things that brought them joy when they were kids themselves. And having a hobby like Lego is relatively cheaper than having a kid, right? So maybe they're posting out on social media more about these certain things and letting that be a bit more involved in their life. And I mean, I'm seeing it happen more and more often. My friends actually who just had a kid, an entire wall full of manga and board games. And like, would that be socially acceptable 30 years ago? No, but then it's the highlight of the living room. So you're seeing more people in general do this, and it happens to be more high profile people, which will accelerate it. But I think it is just a generational thing as well. More acceptance of things in general. We're getting better about that across the board, including hobbies, including Lego.
So Lego as a brand, the Lego Group as a brand is really big on the use of influencers to help market their stuff. But we really haven't seen them outside of something like Lego Masters tap into these celebrities. Why? What's keeping them from pulling these types of people into the fold and saying, "Here, go do this stuff"? Is it the celebrities themselves that are stopping it and saying, you know, can't afford me?
No, I don't think so. Like when you're getting to like actual people that are notable outside of our bubble, you can't just send them a free Lego set and call it a day. Like it has to be a paid activation because that is what is worth their time. And it's essentially like any other brand deal. It's any other thing happening. I know of people that are not in the land that have gotten Lego and they're like, cool, take a picture of the box. Thanks for sending me this. And then they don't even build it because it is not worth their time to build it because they didn't get paid for it. So it really comes down to it just being another advertising campaign that they have to be properly compensated for, and maybe they just don't want to do it. And maybe the land being what it is, we can send these Lego sets to people for free and they will cover it for free at the cost of what the set is, which is nowhere near the retail value of what it takes to actually make the thing, by the way, just so you know. Then that is more worth it at scale than maybe reaching out to people that are of high profile. Maybe occasionally, but did you see Lego make a full-on music video with Ed Sheeran for Lego House? I don't think that was the case. Like Lego was featured in it, but what a cool opportunity that it would have been back then to do like a stop motion thing fully out of Lego, and they just didn't do it. So I'll be curious to see if anything comes out of this whole Olympics ordeal. As far as I understand, they have to wait until the Olympics is over to actually do an activation and make it official because of the branding, and Olympics are very particular about that stuff. So they'll definitely respond. They'll make a whole thing out of it. It'll be a social media thing, and then it will be on to whatever happens next.
Let's be honest. I mean, some of these guys are doing it without being given, I don't know how many different times I've seen, Instagram videos of David Beckham, like staying up until 3:00 in the morning building some Technic
that's
set.
planting the seed though. And maybe on the other end of it, there are, we'll actually send you a care package, and maybe they'll cover it in an Instagram story to their millions of followers. Like there was something I was watching earlier today that apparently the US Army paid The Rock $1 million per post in an effort to recruit more people to the army. Now that didn't work, but $1 million for one Instagram post, and David Beckham has how many? It gives you kind of a gauge on like what that's all worth and why it doesn't happen nearly as often.
Well, and that's what I go back to. Are they actually paying these guys behind the scenes? We just don't know it, or are these
100%? Are you kidding me? Yeah. We're the suckers for talking about this stuff for free. Yeah. I'm correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there, but like, if you're covering Lego for the sake of advertising to your audience about what the thing is, yeah, obviously getting it for free is great. But in any other circumstance, like when I covered games for that Nintendo sponsored video, I got paid cash to do it. And that's normally how it goes and how it should go. So yeah, they're getting paid. They should be getting paid.
Well, once again, we're going to continue to be the schmucks that continue to talk about this stuff for free, and we're gonna.
I do this because I like talking to you. That's why. Not because I'm.
That's nice.
You're the Lego fan here. I like the things I like in Lego form.
I know.
That's where we're.
I wish I had Mario news for you today. I just don't, because it's a dying property in Lego. So,
I don't. Talk about Willy Wonka.
Let's talk about Willy Wonka. So Lego Ideas just announced the winners of the next review round, and 2 submissions have been selected and will proceed to be made into official Lego.
2 out of 700.
2 out of 700. My God. Let's talk about this real quick before we get into the Willy Wonka thing and the Italian Riviera. Here's where I still stand on this Lego Ideas thing. Is you have numbers like this, 2 out of 700. And then there's still, they go through the voting, they get approved. And then there's still the question of, do they even get made by Lego? why do we go, like, why is there a voting process? Why do they go through all, like, what is it? Why can't they just say that, okay, if it goes through this is what, this is getting made, period? Why do we drag our feet on some of this stuff? Because we have things like the Snow White set, right, where you've got a bunch of different, Snow White sets out there in the ideas program, and they're all getting denied and denied and denied and denied. Well, secretly Lego's back there building one and designing one that looks pretty similar to what some of the ideas ones were already going to be, because they have a contract and whatnot with the Disney IP associated with it. So if they already have something associated with Willy Wonka cooking in the background, why not just say that? Why not just put it in the stipulations and say no idea submission will be considered if it involves these particular IPs?
They have done that with Legend of Zelda, which is why a lot of those got shot down. I think it might come down to trade secrets, where they don't want to infer that they are working on something and then have it be replicated by somebody else, which has been an issue for a long time. So they'd rather just not say anything. So I think that's what that comes down to. I get the appeal of doing a public voting system, 10,000 votes. I do think it is antiquated, and they have not iterated on the process in any way. I don't think adding a higher threshold necessarily solves a problem. I don't know how you fix it, but the idea behind it initially was like, hey, if we have 10,000 people that are at least interested in this, maybe that is enough grounds for us to actually do it. And that is not enough, because you've had plenty of Lego ideas that have gotten 10,000 votes and put into production, and they're big stinkers. And obviously that stinks for the people that made them, because they want to get their 1% cut and make a really successful and cool Lego set. But I don't know how you input more valid entries, subside people's expectations, and still make cool stuff. I think it's just kind of an intrinsically flawed system that will continue as long as it needs to, and Lego feeling it's beneficial at this point.
Considering all the IPs that Lego does have their little paws into, is it almost just better at this point to, instead of trying to make larger sets like this Willy Wonka as an example, is it more beneficial to the creator just to work on smaller gift with purchase type sets that we tend to see the ideas program almost filter into more these days than actual larger sets?
I wouldn't say that. I would say you should focus more on the Bricklink Designer Program, because you have more input from fans in that way, and you also get your set made, and you can do something entirely original, where very clearly, as we've seen with ideas, it is a lot that is focused on IP. Willy Wonka is one of them, right? How many people have complained about BTS, or oh, this is our fourth sitcom Lego set that we've gotten through ideas? Well, that's because people are going to buy them. So you're either going to cater to that and play into that a little bit more, or you can go to the Bricklink Designer Program, where you can have open range to do whatever you want, where the hardcore Lego fans can vote and make the thing happen through a crowdfunding effort. And you have a limited edition, off-the-shelf Lego kit that you can call your own, and that has just as much, if not more, value than coming out of Lego ideas.
Now, this Willy Wonka set, you don't think it's going to get made?
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay, you do think it is going to?
No, it is getting made.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about the 700 other ideas that end up getting 10,000 votes. Gotcha. I used to look at all the submissions and be like, okay, what do we think is going to get through? What is most interesting? What is unique? I don't even acknowledge any of that anymore. I don't pay attention to Lego ideas. I don't care about the announcement. I don't care about when they do it, how they do it, whatever. There's so many things that I've wanted to pop out of Lego ideas, and they just refuse to make it for one reason or another. And I haven't been excited about anything pertaining to ideas in years at this point. The only thing I'm really excited about, I guess, is Nightmare Before Christmas, which should be coming out this year. Everything else, I'm like, eh. So not only are the cool things that I personally like are getting denied, but then the stuff that's coming through, I also don't really care about. So I don't even focus on any of it, honestly.
I mean, look at Jaws was a freaking home run.
Yeah,
Jaws
it's great.
Home run.
Yeah,
an idea set. I don't know what took so long for it to get approved, because I feel like, an Orca Jaws set, I feel like has been around and been out there for a while. The Nightmare Before Christmas one is a great example, that we should be seeing later this year. And I'm all for it. I think I tend to find myself, even though I'm a fan of Lego, I tend to find myself really leaning into more of the ideas, more of the icons series of sets than just even the Star Wars sets or the Marvel sets or whatever. I am getting a little tired with the Star Wars sets. I am getting a little tired with the Marvel sets.
Feel
Every
long
once in a while
enough.
they give me one that surprises me, but the ideas sets and the icon sets tend to tickle that Lego, bone a little bit better than some of the stuff from those bigger IPs that they own. And I want to see sets like, that people envision outside of what Lego currently has. The Snow White one is the one that sticks with me, because the Snow White ideas set, which I'm guessing was a issue with money and whatnot, but the idea submissions were far superior than the set that we got. And I'm
That's
sure
always going to happen.
I realize that.
That's Lego ideas. And with the Bricklink Designer Program, you have a little more wiggle room to do the crazy stuff like, oh, I want a 5,000 piece Western train that's not tied into Toy Story. You may never get that on actual Lego store shelves again, but you'll get it in the designer program. So if you are wanting the unbelievably unique stuff that you're not looking to cater to the Mimas and the Fairweathers that are just tuning in now, that someone from an Olympic team has normalized Lego, that you can now, get into that way. If you're diehard, if you're into it, then the designer program and all of that is for you.
Right. So that still goes back to my question of, why do we get you have an idea set that obviously is taking some intellectual property from Disney, a la Nightmare Before Christmas, and they're able to release it as an idea set.
Yep.
But then we have a Snow White set that's part of intellectual property of Disney not being able to be released as an idea set, and has to be released as a Disney set.
Nightmare Before Christmas has always been kind of a black sheep with Disney in general, right? You have like the character meet and greets at the parks. You have only one film. They're not going to make another one. So something like, it makes sense to do like Little Mermaid, right? Little Mermaid is timeless. They made a live action version, whether people like it or not. Snow White is going to be the same way, where you have the original and a new one coming out, whether people like it or not. Nightmare Before Christmas is one of those things that, like, whenever they release merchandise of it, you have the diehard people that are all about it, but does that transcend into a larger Disney pool of people? Because not all Nightmare people are Disney people, vice versa. So I think in this unique case, they wanted to let it happen, figure out a price point, whatever. But something like the Up House, which has been through ideas before, Lego knows they can release a $60 Up House and sell it like crazy. That is a lock and key guarantee.
Sure.
But Nightmare, not so much.
Yeah. I wonder if the other dark horse of Disney could be turned into an idea set, than like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit Acme.
Oh man.
Acme warehouse with a Judge Doom and the Dip, and the like Jessica Rabbit.
What's another Disney black horse that you could or black sheep rather?
That's the one that sticks out to me, that I feel like you could do some fun. You could have a lot of fun with, and a lot of Easter eggs hidden inside an Acme warehouse kind of thing, where the final scene basically takes place. And I haven't seen that in the ideas thing, but I don't look through it like on a regular basis. So
I think a Black Cauldron's another good one. I think you could do an Ultimate Collector Series scale Haunted Mansion ride. That's what I want.
That was cool. I was, again, I was a little disappointed when we got just the miniature one. I still love the little miniature one, but I think a bigger, ride kind of thing with some, moving elements to it would be kind of kind of neat. But I think the difference with Black Cauldron versus a Roger Rabbit is Roger Rabbit still has a ride and is still prominent in the actual parks, where you're not going to see anything
For now.
For now. Well, yeah, for now. But anyway, now there is a difference. You've already kind of touched on it, but there is a difference. Obviously, we have ideas, and then we have the Brick Link Designer Program. And we've talked about this before on this show, but just as a refresh and a recap, I'm sure you can summarize this way better than I ever could. What's the differences?
The Bricklink Designer Program is meant to be a more hands-on relationship with the spin-off of Lego, which is now, it's owned by Lego. Bricklink, which is where you typically buy parts and pieces and all that. Where Lego Ideas, you can have the flexibility of having custom molded parts made from your original submission and have it be widely available on Lego store shelves, where the designer program, you're working with them to design the instructions, making sure it's more structurally sound. It will be available on a pre-order system. So it's way more hands-on, a little bit more creative freedom when it comes to non-licensed original Lego stuff. And you can retain your design, basically. Whereas with Lego Ideas, it's an idea, and they have every right to change your idea into whatever they want to accommodate to price and shelf space and whatever. This is not the case here.
And I feel like that's sometimes which is one of the main reasons why I've kind of stayed away from the Bricklink Designer sets, is that oversight isn't there. And I've personally witnessed people struggle a little bit with some of these sets. Not saying that Lego approved sets don't, or with their, redesigned sets don't also have. I literally just said Jaws has kind of a weird issue going on that people are kind of complaining about on the front end. But that was enough of a red flag to me to go, yeah, I don't need to spend my money on these. I can let other people build these. And it doesn't mean that the final model doesn't look great, because they do. But it was a good way for me to walk away from that particular line and not have to spend the money on it. But big news coming out of the designer program is some Series 6 updates. I'm gonna let you talk about this a little bit, because it sounds like they're kind of handcuffing some designers here with some of the new stuff that they're doing.
Yeah, a lot of the Bricklink Designer Program has been around making big, cool stuff that diehard Lego fans want to see, but not necessarily being able to bring to life through ideas. So a lot of it pertains to variants of modular buildings, which I always knew was going to be an issue, but now we finally have a little bit of clarification for it. So the new stipulations regarding theming, going over it briefly, you have to avoid depicting harm to animals. So no hunting, no trapping, things like that. Fishing is still fair game. Depicting animals in zoos, circuses, or aquariums, or other situations that are designed for human entertainment, other than obviously like having a pet dog and a pet cat, but no zoo, no whatever.
Which is interesting, because they have a 3-in-1 aquarium set.
Fish are fair game.
Okay.
According to these rules.
But they specifically say aquarium.
Well, so
you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just they get a little funny.
When people post an aquarium on the Bricklink Designer Program, it's because they want the custom molded sea turtle and the dolphin and the included. So that's why they're saying that.
Gotcha. Okay.
You have to avoid highlighting fossil fuels like coal and oil and gas. So like, we're gonna have this oil rig. Hey kids, you want to buy an oil rig? Said nobody. You can't design something off of original Lego IP, Ninjago, Dreams, Friends, Monkey Kid, etc. Each minifigure may only be used once in a submission, so skeletons don't apply. You can only have one minifigure per every 325 parts.
Do you remember
included in one of these sets?
What the original stipulation was? Was there a stipulation?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay.
But that kind of gives you a gauge in a weird way that Lego views one minifigure for every 325 parts. And if that were the case across all the themes, Lego is in severe debt when it comes to that. But that's beside the point. You can't use like Wolfpack Castle, like you can't use a Lego term in your title. So basically, this is putting a damper on a lot of submissions people have already put out there, and people already feel way more restricted than they have been. And I am all for these changes because this is supposed to be for more original ideas to come out of it, not for AFOLs to relive the fantasy of what they had all these years ago. You have original stuff like a Western train, which is totally fine, but then you can also have like this mushroom house that came out, which is very, very cool. You would have never been able to predict stuff like that. Ominous Isle is also very cool. In Series 3 coming out October 8th, you have like an Art of Chocolate winter type building. You have 2 castles. So like more originality when it comes to submissions is what I'm all game for.
You think the modular format is going to be the biggest bugaboo with people?
Yes, because people love modular buildings, and you have this pretty much every submission and on Lego Ideas. That's the big kicker. Lego Ideas, there's so many modulars that people try to have through, and that's not the place where to make those come to life. It's the diehard Lego people, the AFOLs that are like, yeah, we want more modulars, more than one per year. We want them 4,000, 5,000 pieces, but not everybody in the world wants those. Mm-hmm. So, you know, there's still that market for like making your own custom one, but that's absolutely what they're getting ahead on with Series 3. And Series 4 doesn't actually have any modulars either.
From my perspective, I feel like these new stipulations, again, I'm not the market for this, but I feel like these new stipulations with the Bricklink Designer Program are going to weed out a lot of the submissions.
Yep.
But that's a good thing. They're going to streamline it, right? They're going to make it a lot more. The stuff that's going to become available is going to be a lot more creative, and you're not going to feel like you're buying the same few sets every single year with just a few little differences and things like that. It's going to make it feel more unique, a la your mushroom house kind of thing, right? Like it's going to feel like that more unique vibe.
If you want your custom made modulars, you can go to Rebrickable, like we talked about before. A lot of those parts end up being relatively common anyways. Like there's places where you can get your fix, but if you're anticipating Lego to release more than one modular type building strictly from icons to add to your Lego city, it's just not going to happen, man.
Yeah. Mr. Brixo, Brian, what a fantastic freaking episode once again. More air horns.
There's the hype horn. There they are.
More air horns, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a big week coming up, starting the 8th, which is tomorrow, which is Thursday. And Stand Up to Cancer is kicking off. Mr. Brix O'Brien, you're the lead off, I'm guessing?
I am not the lead off. There are other people before me that are going to be doing stuff. Maybe in a future year, we can do like a kickoff.
An actual kickoff thing. Yeah. Man,
yeah,
who organized this? What schmuck organized this?
Listen, there's enough going on as it is, so we'll just leave it, whatever. But yeah, there's plenty of people live streaming all weekend long. We have a stream team on Twitch. There are people everywhere live streaming all the time. So view a full list of the people involved on the Tiltified team and donate wherever you want to. It is very much appreciated. And just being there and hanging out and bringing the optimism and great vibes is all we can really ask you to do.
Another use for the hashtag, Brian. Just be there.
Just be there.
Just be there. It's that simple. Little shameless plug. I'm assuming that people, especially in your chat, are still going to be earning points for that Deku Tree giveaway by just being there for the charity thing. So if you're just hanging out in Brian's channel to help get more exposure, put more eyes on the whole charity event, you yourself are winning because you're earning points for the big Deku Tree giveaway that's going to be happening at the end of the month.
Yes, at the end of August, we'll be pulling that. And then that way, ideally, you're going to be getting your Deku Tree just as it is being released.
Right. And he is talking to me, just so everybody's clear, because I am going to be winning that Deku Tree, just so you all are aware of that, because I want Mr. Brix O'Brien to have to call my name out and say, congratulations, Mr. Zachary M. Rutledge, for your win of the Deku Tree, the Lego Deku Tree.
I have to get back to organizing. I got to get back to organizing this charity thing.
Thank
so
you so much, Mr. Brixer for being here. Thank you, all of you in our live audience here on YouTube. Don't forget, you can watch us live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube, or you can catch us after the fact on YouTube. Do all the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that stuff. Don't forget to check us out on the podcast channels like Apple Podcasts, like Spotify. But we appreciate you all. We love you all. We cannot wait to see you guys again next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Until then, everybody, bye.
Bye-bye.